Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Cameron DeBlasio.
And I'm Esther Sarah Bauer. Thank you for joining us.
An Indiana State Sigma Chi died in a boating accident this weekend. Officials say that the freshman Yergo Carnezes died after falling from a boat into a small pond during a fraternity event in Illinois. The Clark County Sheriff's Department responded early Sunday, later pronouncing the victim dead at a hospital. The cause of death is yet to be released. However, Vice President of Student Affairs said in a statement, quote, "Our deepest and sincerest condolences to his family and friends during this difficult time." Now the school has suspended Sigma Chi's operations as the investigation is currently ongoing. Ball State's Emmons Auditorium is opening its doors to a unique presentation this week. The Indiana Supreme Court is holding a hearing at Emmons on Thursday. NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben has the details on how and why people should attend.
That's right, I'm standing here right now in what is the main Emmons Auditorium lobby. Now, if you look behind me here, this is what the construction is looking like as this facility is getting remodeled. This is the main entrance of Emmons Auditorium, which obviously is not accessible at the moment because of this construction. So instead, it has now forced the entrance to two different locations, one on each side of the facility itself, one facing the McKinley Avenue, the other facing the Woodworth complex. Now, as far as a little bit of background on why this is coming here to Ball State, the Supreme Court case, instead of the typical location at the State House in Indianapolis, it's really quite simple. This is a chance for people to see a third branch of government that typically operates behind closed doors. Now, here's the twist on Indiana Supreme Court. There are 5 justices that are nominated by a nomination committee and then appointed by the governor. But there actually is some public weigh-in here. After their first year on the bench, they face what is called a retention vote. There is a retention ballot, and that is voted on by the public after their first year on the bench, and then every 10 years following that until the justice reaches the age of 75, where they then retire. This is a chance for people to see essentially what they are voting for. And now, as far as why people should come and see the case itself, well, Mike Spillman, a professor here at Ball State University, had a pretty interesting take.
This is an opportunity for people to get involved, and you might just make the argument this is kind of our civic duty. We should take the opportunity to see how the court actually works.
Now, Spillman did go on to say that there is a chance that the Indiana Appellate Court might also have a hearing here at Ball State in the near future. He said that will likely come in the spring semester if it does indeed happen. At Emmons Auditorium, Tony Sandlaben, NewsLink Indiana.
The hearing at Emmons is scheduled for 10:30 on Thursday morning.
The ex-wife of former Subway pitchman Jared Fogle is suing the restaurant chain. Katie McLaughlin says Subway's top executives knew about his pedophilia in 2004 but failed to report it. McLaughlin feels Fogle's behavior should have been made public before marrying him in 2010. The suit also claims the company used pictures of the family without their permission. A dollar amount for compensation has not yet been specified. A Muncie man is in jail after being accused of attacking another man at a supermarket. According to city police, Alex Estes was arguing with the man in Marsh. The store surveillance tape shows Estes leaving the store and waiting outside for the man. Estes is shown punching the man in the face after leaving the store. He was knocked unconscious and onto the pavement. The victim suffered a traumatic brain injury, including a sinus fracture and left facial hematoma. Estes faces a preliminary charge of battery resulting in serious bodily injury. He was arrested Saturday and remains in jail on a $10,000 bond.
A motorist was waved down and robbed at gunpoint by a Muncie man on Saturday night. Robert McIntyre stopped a driver around the area of 10th Street and Port Avenue. McIntyre asked the driver if he wanted any heroin. After the man declined, McIntyre pulled out a gun and asked for his wallet. The driver resisted giving his money and was hit with a silver handgun. McIntyre took the cash and was later stopped by an officer. He tried to run away but was caught. Authorities found the heroin and the stolen cash. He has been charged with robbery, possession of a substance, and resisting arrest.
So Cameron, with it being homecoming this past weekend, it was great seeing so many Cardinals out to support, but it was a little bit chilly.
Yeah, I tell you what, my heat actually came on for the first time this weekend, so that was pretty crazy. Cody, are we going to be seeing this cold weather going forward?
Yeah, guys, it looks like we are going to continue to see at least some cooler, more fall-like weather as we go into the next couple of days. Today we reached a high of 62 degrees here in Muncie. Our average high is 61 degrees, and we didn't even remotely get close to our record high of 80 degrees set back in 1963. Now, coming up in my full forecast, I'll be talking about how long those fall-like temperatures will last, when our rain chances will increase, and when below-average temperatures will return to us here in central Indiana, coming up in my full forecast.
All right, thank you, Cody. Coming up, find out how you can get your flu shot and not have to go far to get it.
Plus, are you happy? We'll hear about what one Ball State faculty member says students should be doing to help them relax.
Doesn't see race. Love is love. So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Well, students at Ball State don't have to go far to get their annual flu shot. Mary Eber has the story.
Flu season is right around the corner, and now is the time to get a vaccine. I'm reporting from the Ball State Student Recreation and Wellness Center, where students can receive their annual flu shot on November 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost is $30, which can be paid by cash check or charged to the student's Bursar account. I talked with Elizabeth Peeler, the Ball State health educator, and asked her why it's so important for students to get their flu shots early this season.
Flu season actually begins in October and it actually can last until May. And so the idea is that the peak season is November until about February.
Peeler said that right now the flu vaccine contains 4 strands, so you're protected against 4 different flu vaccines.
What we know is that actually it's about 55 to 60% effective, which a lot of people say, hey, that's really small. But actually that's great because it's actually boosting your immune system.
Many are worried that getting the vaccine could actually cause illness, but Peeler says that's only a myth.
It cannot cause illness. And so what it is like this dead virus actually helps boost your immune system. So your immune system can recognize, hey, that's the flu virus. We need to go get it before it comes and gets you and takes you out for finals. That's when we see a lot of flu. It's actually around finals because people are already stressed. They're not getting a lot of sleep. They're not eating well. So your immune system's response can be really low and germs are spread so easily on college campuses.
Reporting for NewsLink Indiana, Mary Eber.
Students can call the health center to make an appointment for their flu shot at 765-285-8431.
Are you really happy? Well, the St. Francis Campus Ministry is holding an event to help you find out. Tomorrow evening, a speaker from Indy Catholic will talk to students about what it takes to be happy. Studies show one of the top mental health challenges facing college students is depression. The National Alliance on Mental Illness says 80% of students feel overwhelmed by their responsibilities, while 40% don't seek help. Ball State Chairperson of the Department of Counseling Psychology, Sharon L. Bowman, says students need to balance their responsibilities with time to relax.
Have a conversation. Sit down for a moment and take a deep breath. Sit down and check in with somebody else. Do something that is not stressful, that brings you contentment, that brings you happiness. Even if you think you don't have time, that's probably the time that you really need to do it. That's the time you really need to slow down.
The Are You Really Happy presentation will be tomorrow night at 8 in Pruis Hall.
President Obama was in Los Angeles today campaigning for Hillary Clinton. Obama told donors it's not enough for Clinton to win the election, but she has to win big. He says winning by a large margin is important in this election. This coming as Donald Trump continues saying the election is rigged against him. So far, none of his claims have been found to be true. According to the latest CNN ORC poll, Clinton currently leading Trump by 5 percentage points.
Despite the recent poll result, Donald Trump says he's ahead in the race. He's now lashing out at what he calls phony polls put out by phony media. He says the polls are the latest part of a conspiracy to keep him from getting to the White House.
These are what they call them dark polls. They are phony polls put out by phony media. And I'll tell you what, all of us are affected by this stuff. And what they do is they try and suppress the vote. This way people don't go out and vote.
Trump says if he's elected, more lawsuits will be directed at members of the media. U.S. defamation law does allow one to sue a media organization if a media group deliberately publishes or broadcasts something untrue about a public figure that harms that person's reputation. They can be sued. Fall temperatures are set to return this week.
And find out if rain is in the forecast. Your full weather forecast when we return.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back. So, Esther, it's been cooler, and we also haven't had any rain, so I feel like that's a pretty good duo, in my opinion.
Yeah, Cody, can you tell us if we have some wet weather coming up in our forecast?
Yeah, Esther, it does look like we do have some wet weather coming up in our forecast, but tomorrow looks fairly dry for right now. Today right now we are currently sitting at 49 degrees. Our winds are coming out of the north-northwest at 3 miles per hour, and it feels like 49 degrees with our dew point sitting at 39 right now. Now taking a look at our current temperatures across the state, Indianapolis, you are sitting at 53 degrees, a bit warmer out there. Terre Haute, you are at 49. In Bloomington, you are down to a cool 47 degrees right now. Now, taking a look at the last 3 hours on radar across the United States, you will see we do have a low pressure system right now situated off the west coast in and around the Pacific Northwest area. And then we also have another low pressure system which is situated off into northeastern Canada, and this is even producing some snow showers up there. But as we zoom in a little bit closer into where we're at, you will see that we are keeping things dry right now with very little cloud cover, and we are going to keep that clear through the afternoon and evening hours. Now for tonight, we are going to reach a low of 37 degrees. We're going to keep it calm and clear with our winds coming out of the north at 3 to 6 miles per hour. So it's going to get pretty cool out there overnight. Now for your bus stop forecast, it's going to be pretty cool out there, 38 degrees at 7 a.m. So definitely make sure that the kids are bundled up as they are standing out at the bus stop. And once we get to 3 p.m., our temperatures are going to be up to 55 degrees and partly cloudy. So it's going to get quite a bit warmer out there as we get into the afternoon. And tomorrow we're going to reach a high of 57 degrees with partly cloudy conditions. A bit cooler though than what we've seen today with our winds coming out of the east at right around 5 miles per hour. Now picking up precision cast again, you will see that we are tracking some showers that will be extending anywhere from Chicago all the way down to around St. Louis around 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. So your commute should stay dry as cloud cover begins to fill in. But as we zoom in here, by 7 p.m. Wednesday, your commute home may be a little bit wet out there. That is something that we are going to continue to track here, and these showers will continue to work their way off to the east through the late evening and through the overnight hours on Thursday, and we might even see a scattered shower around even as we go into Thursday morning. So for your 7-day forecast, Tuesday we're looking at a high right around 57 degrees. For Wednesday, our temperatures are going to get up to 58 degrees. Rain will come in late. By Thursday, our temperatures drop down to 55 degrees, an isolated chance mainly early. By Friday, scattered thunderstorms arrive once again, but our high temperatures get up to 62 degrees. For our weekend, we dry things out. We are going to see a bit of cloud cover behind that low pressure system. And by Monday, though, our temperatures get back up to 58 degrees. And it's going to be sunny out there, so it's going to be very sunny out there, and we're going to see nice conditions. So by early next week, it's going to look a lot nicer out there.
That's good, but I think I'll keep the umbrella handy for the end of this week, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would definitely recommend keeping the umbrella handy out there when you're heading out the door.
I'll tell you what, though, I will definitely let Canada keep that snow. I don't want that for a little while longer.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think we're going to have to contend with any snow anytime soon, though, so that's always good.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Cody.
Vanessa, what do we have coming up in sports?
Well, tomorrow is a big day in Delaware County High School volleyball. We'll tell you why and give you a preview up next. And Ball State football stumbled in the second half against Akron this weekend. We've got reactions from the Cardinal head coach up next in sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening. Slow starts had been a problem for Ball State football all season. Coming into Saturday, the Cardinals corrected the problem against the Akron Zips this weekend, but this time it was the finish that haunted them. The Cardinals fell on homecoming by a score of 35-25 after dominating time of possession in the first half. BSU went into the locker room with a 10-point lead, but the script was flipped in the second half. The Zips scored 28 second half points en route to a road win. The defense struggled to get off of the field in the second half, and the offense wasn't able to sustain drives. Head coach Mike New said today that the Cardinals just didn't make enough plays when it counted.
You know, at the end of the day, in the second half, they maintained possession, had some long drives that resulted in touchdowns, and we simply did not execute and sustain drives when we had to. And on both sides of the ball, there was opportunities to make plays. And I just, tell our guys over and over, when we watch the tape, when the opportunity presents itself, you have to make the play. We have a small margin for error. It is what it is. We all know that, but we just simply didn't make the plays when they presented themselves to give ourselves a chance to win against a good football team.
Now 4-4 in the season, Ball State has some extra time to prepare for its next opponent. The 20th ranked Western Michigan Broncos don't come to town until next Tuesday. Head coach Mike New says he and his staff are going to use the extra time to recruit and do some self-evaluations.
But we're also going to look at our young players that have maybe been playing scout team all year. We're going to put those guys to the test a little bit here, see where their development's at from a weight room standpoint, see what they retain in terms of football knowledge with our base stuff, let them go out and play live and kind of get a gauge where we're at.
Meanwhile, it was a big weekend at high schools in the gym throughout Delaware County. That's because volleyball sectional championships were on the line at several schools. And for Wampahani, it was an opportunity to take their first step towards repeating as 2A state champions. The Raiders did just that on Saturday by sweeping Muncie Burrs in the sectional 40 championship match. The win on Saturday gave Wampahani its 22nd sectional championship in school history. Head coach Jared Richardson was thrilled with his team's defensive efforts after the match.
I think they played very well. I think our service pressure won the game. I think service pressure was key. I think that we just kind of kept them out of system. Michael's a very good player. When she's in the front row and has an opportunity to put a ball away, she takes advantage of it every time. So as soon as we got her into the back row, I told the girls that was your moment, that you have to go on big runs and you have to make, take advantage of those opportunities.
The Raiders now advance on to tomorrow's regional rounds. They will host Alexandria Monroe in semi-class 3A number 1 Yorktown beat Delta in a thrilling 5-set sectional championship on Saturday. They now move on to host Baltimore, and finally Deliver will be at Section Catholic tomorrow. Good luck to all of those schools as they compete for regional titles.
Well, thank you. Oh.
Go ahead, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, all I have to say is that I think we have a lot of exciting volleyball for sure, but I'm really excited for that Western Michigan team coming in. They've looked really good to start the season.
Yes, they have.
All right, well, thank you very much, Vanessa.
Coming up next, find out which celebrity is in court.
And get more information on a unique concert that was held this weekend after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
The Ball State University singers showed off their talents at their fall cabaret on Sunday. For more, we turn to Sarah Meyer.
From old favorites to new classics, university singers have been singing and dancing their way into the hearts of audiences across the country and around the world for 53 years. 4-year member Zach Cozart says this is all part of being Indiana's official Goodwill ambassador.
We go out and we share our values of faith, hope, laughter, and love, which are known as like our 4 pillars of university singers. And that's what we really go and try to share with people, and just to make, it's good for us and it's good for them, and it kind of just gives everybody a break from the hectic day-to-day life that we all know.
Sunday's fall cabaret event concluded with an auction of university singers' memorabilia, including old costumes and photographs. All proceeds will benefit university singers. In Muncie, Sarah Meyer, NewsLink, Indiana.
The University Singers' next public performance will be November 13th at the BSU Choral Invitational. Now let's take a look at some entertainment news. Kelsey, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Esther. Let's get started with your entertainment news. This weekend, the Cornerstone Center for the Arts hosted a grand hall for music. Anthony Crow, the director of an open house concert, wanted the guests to understand how they are and which affects the music you hear.
We are performing in various spaces throughout this magnificent building, bringing music to those spaces that somehow engages with the architecture or the acoustic or the history of that room.
During the event, the guests were encouraged to move about the venue as they pleased. Cox explains the event as organized musical chaos. And a jury began deliberating today in a case involving model and reality TV star Kendall Jenner. 25-year-old Siobhan McKenzie was arrested after he followed Jenner into her driveway. A prosecutor alleges McKenzie tried repeatedly over a 15-month period to talk to Jenner. McKenzie's lawyer says his client posed no risk to the Keeping Up with Her Kardashians star. If convicted, McKenzie could spend up to a year in jail. That's all tonight for your entertainment news. I'm Kelsey Anderson. Back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. Final look at the weather, Cody.
Yeah, guys, it was a pretty nice day out there overall. It was pretty sunny out there, and it looks like we're going to continue to see that. Right now, we are currently sitting at 49 degrees. It feels like 49 out there, with the dew point sitting at 39 degrees. And as we take a look at our 7-day forecast, guys, Tuesday we're going to keep it dry, high of 57 degrees. Wednesday through Friday, though, we bring back the rain chances. After that, though, into the weekend, high pressure is going to build in with our high temperature staying in the mid to upper 50s. And by the time we get to Monday, our high temperature is going to be right around 58 degrees with those sunny skies.
Okay, so that weekend looks pretty nice, though. I mean, do you guys, I think that looks pretty good in all honesty. I'll take that any day because I'm not one for the hot temperatures, in all honesty. So,
I agree.
I'm just
100%.
not one for snow. So
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
Very true.
Well, thank you guys so much. That is all for tonight on NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night.